I just completely punted my stack with 7 deuce off in the WSOP $10,000 main event. Button opens to 1100. I 3-bet to 6500 with 7 deuce off. He calls. Flop. Queen of diamonds, 3 hearts, 2 of hearts. I c-bet 3500. He calls. Turn is the king of diamonds. This is a really good card for me to keep bluffing, so I bet 14,000 into 21,000. This size is built to target all of his hands like pocket fours through jacks that are going to fold now. We are blocking one of his key continues, and that's pocket deuces. So this turn is really a no-brainer when we got a deuce in our hand. He calls. And now my plan on most rivers is to check. We do have some showdown value against some ace-high flush draws or hands like ace-10, ace-jack, or jack-10 of diamonds. But the dealer ends up flipping over one of the 2 cards in the deck that I'm actually happy to keep betting, and that is the 2 of spades. So I go ahead and bet 30,000 here. I normally would just go all in, but in the main event, most players aren't looking to hero call down a big chunk of their stack. And then the worst possible thing happens. He raises me all in for just 34,000 more. Now, this is a spot that very few players are ever going to bluff, so I tanked for a good 5 minutes. One concern I had here was that he could be raising a hand like pocket aces or ace king for value, or he could overvalue a hand like king queen. So I finally call and he shows me the bad news, pocket queens for a monster full house. I really don't know if I like my call here on the river. It was quite close. Based on the odds I'm getting, I need to win the pot about 19% of the time to break even. And given it's the main event with a lot of weaker players, I'm happy to edge pass. I want to make sure I'm winning this pot more like 23% of the time or more. The player did mention they don't play much poker throughout the year, so there's a little bit of unpredictability as to what he might show up with here, but it's very well possible that folding versus the jam was the superior play. Why did I 3-bet 7 deuce off in the first place?
And he's going to re-raise it to 8,000.
He's got moxie.
Occasionally, if I feel like the table setup is right, I like to build up the image of an unpredictable madman, show a crazy bluff, and try to get into players' heads. I'm quite calculated in picking a bluff spot that I think is very highly likely to work. Button's opening range is going to be the widest spot at the table that should be opening a little bit over 50% of the hands. This is easily one of the most under-defended spots in poker, where the button should be calling about 45% of the time versus my big blind 3-bet, and most players in the main event probably only calling closer to half of that percentage. That means a hand like 7 deuce off that's supposed to be about 0.6 big blinds minus EV ends up being much closer to break even, or even a slightly razor thin plus EV, given that this player isn't yet adjusting to my crazy image. Those of you who've been following me for over a decade probably weren't too surprised to see this hand.